Hey guys, in this video, I just wanted to show you how to make one of these carabiner um, lanyard type of straps for your watch so that you could just clip them onto your belt or your backpack or whatever. Depending on your occupation, sometimes you're not allowed to wear watches because they get in the way, especially if you're working with machinery. It can get caught, so it's a safety reason, or perhaps you don't want to wear a wristwatch or you're a train conductor. There's other ways to have a watch with you, and sometimes you just want to clip it on something. So to make them, I'm going to use some NATO straps that I don't really use. I'm just going to salvage them and use them for that. If not, you can buy webbing like in various widths to make this. So this is what the final product looks like. It's basically a NATO strap that's been cut and then riveted together. I don't know how to sew, so that's why I use rivets. Sewing is probably okay as well, but I'm not very good at that. So what we need to do is like essentially deconstruct the NATO strap using an X-Acto knife, and we're just gonna cut the threading and then remove all the metal pieces. So they're essentially just sewn together. It's just one piece. So you just want to find the seam where the sewing is and just like really lightly use an X-Acto knife. Be very careful because it's sharp, and just kind of cut the threads. You can see that opened it up, and now you could slide the metal keeper out. So there's another one here. Again, I'm just slowly, just carefully cutting this, and it should come off. And finally, this is the buckle. Again, we just carefully, lightly just slice the threading without damaging the other webbing part. And just go slow and make sure you don't cut yourself because that's a really sharp knife. And we slide the buckle off, and you can see it's a really long piece here, and we have that little piece of metal on the other side. We're not going to cut that part off because we're going to use it for the spring bar. So what I'm going to do instead is get a pair of pliers, and I'm just going to bend it. It's like a C clip or a D clip, and I'm just going to bend it out and just pull it out. I don't want to have to re-rivet that part or re-sew it, so I'm just going to just bend this metal piece out so it comes out, and this is where the spring bar can go in. And you can see this is a pretty long piece. You could use this to make about 2 or 3 of these lanyards. So I'm gonna measure this off here. So where the spring bar is gonna go, it's just gonna put it here, and it should pass through the other spring bar, and then we're gonna fold it over. So I'm just gonna do a rough estimate here. So I'm gonna cut it where that hole is because it's probably gonna get in the way. So I'm just gonna cut it right here. And then we're gonna get a lighter, and we're going to melt the end of it so it doesn't fray. So I'm just gonna use a lighter here, pass it over a couple of times just to kind of melt it a bit, and then just kind of push it down. So this way the fabric won't fray. Now you're going to fold this over, and this is where the carabiner will go through. So I'm just going to roughly estimate how much, but this is the kind of carabiner I'm going to use. It's a bit thicker, so I'm just gonna just kind of eyeball it there, and this is where you'd want to put a rivet, like right there, and this will keep it in place. Like I said, you could probably make 2 or 3 from this NATO strap. There's a section here that has no holes, which is really good. And then here, this section here has a bunch of holes. I probably won't make one of this, but you certainly can if you don't want to waste it. So I'm going to cut it where the holes end, so right there. Again, you want to use a lighter and just melt it slightly so that it doesn't fray on both ends. And with that piece, you can make another one. So you want to fold one side down, and one side of it will go, a spring bar will go through it, and the other side, a carabiner or a split ring will go through it. So something like this, and this, and then you put a rivet on both of this. Um, so like this. So to fasten the ends, we'll use a leather riveting kit. So I got this off Amazon, so I'll leave a link in the description if you're interested. Basically, it comes with an anvil where you use to punch the rivets down, and there is this is where you use the hammer, and then you use that with the rivet. And there's also a hole puncher, and this is to get the hole started on your leather or canvas product or webbing here, which allows the rivet to pass through. You could use that or like another punching tool that I'll show you later. Um, but these are the rivets. They come in different sizes and colors. The one that I'm using here is the right size. You don't want them too long, just maybe where it sticks through the material that you want to rivet together, just by like a couple of millimeters. So this size works best, and it's also kind of black, so it's not as shiny and noticeable. But this kit's really inexpensive. It's under $20, and you got tons of this. I've had this for many years now, and I still have a lot of it. So I use this quite a bit for some of my leather and other projects. So that's where you would use that to punch with a hammer. Anyways, I'm going to show you now. You also want some sort of like mat or something you want to do this on. So this end of the strap is already fastened, so we don't need to do that one. But this one, we're going to fold it over. So I have my carabiner. I'm just going to measure roughly how much I need to fold over with spacing for the rivet. So that should work fine. And now what we're going to do is just punch a hole in it. So you could use the included hole puncher, which involves you putting it down like that, and then getting a hammer and just doing that. That one works as well, but I find this one not as good. The included one is not as good. It doesn't really punch clean through. It's good for leather, but for like this type of webbing material, it's not the greatest. So I have this other one here that works better. So again, this is very inexpensive. You could buy off Amazon. And then I'm gonna punch it. And this one you could see it does a really clean hole. And the hole puncher does the same thing, but not as good. Anyways, I'm gonna fold this over and then punch the other side of it as well. So I'm going to move it down there, I think, and then put the hole puncher through the hole that I just punched, and then we're going to punch the other side of this, and there should be two holes now. It's not clean here, but I'm just going to use the hole puncher again just to get a clean hole. And let's see, there you go. Okay, so this is where the rivet's going to go, so I'm going to fold it over, and we have this rivet here, a long one. We're going to stick it through here, and we're going to fold over the flap, and then we're going to put the cap on it, the other part of the rivet, and like that. And we're going to get the metal anvil. There's like a little hole or a divot underneath where the rivet will sit, and you want there's a flat side to this, and then there's like a indented side. And what we're going to do is just put it on there, hold it there, and then use your mallet and just give it a couple of really nice hits, and that should fasten it down now, and it shouldn't move anymore. So let's try it with the carabiner. There, yeah, I think it works really well, and that's all you have to do. So now it's time to install it on the watch. So this is an AE1200, or the Casio Royale as it's called, and this has a 18 millimeter lug width. So this NATO strap is 18 millimeters as well, so it's a nice good fit. And we're just going to install it with the spring bar. And it's kind of hard to do this behind the camera, so bear with me here. I'm just gonna use this tool here. It's still coming out. Hopefully I get it in on the third shot. Let's see. Okay, finally. Looks like it's in. And you could leave it like this, but the problem with this is if one spring bar breaks, you're going to lose your watch. So I wouldn't recommend that. Instead, I'm going to fold it over and put another spring bar here that would hold it down. So with this method, this is exactly how a NATO strap works. When one of the spring bar breaks, it's still held in place and you don't lose your watch. So this is a good way to fasten it on the watch. So it needs both spring bars to break before you lose your watch, because if this one breaks, this one will hold it in place. So securing it only on one side is not enough. Again, we're going to test it out with this carabiner. Now, if you want to put a split ring here before you attach it, that's also an option. I find having a watch on a fob or a clip really useful, especially when you can't wear a watch because your wrist is a bit sweaty, or you're wearing a smart watch and you want to bring another one with you. It's actually a good way to have it clipped on your backpack or your belt or your shoulder straps. You can obviously buy these type of clips already, but the watches that usually come with them are pretty bad. But by making your own, if you've got something like some webbing that you don't want to use, some NATO straps that you have kicking around that you aren't using, you could salvage them and make something that you could use with any watch you want, whether it's a Timex, Casio, or Seiko. You aren't limited by the watch that it comes with when you buy them. Instead, you could choose whatever watch you want to bring with you. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hopefully you found this video useful or gave you some ideas. Have a nice day, and you'll hear from me in the next video.